Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Modern Marriage. As you know, today we're gonna talk about appealing. We went through last week about the C, which is Christian woman, and we talk about the Christian goers. If you haven't watched it, check down the videos. Church doors, church members, and then church Bible like reader, and then church people that fasting, and then church prayer, and then we went over appealing. We talked about the hair, the makeup, and then we talk about the piecing. Today we're gonna talk about the other thing, which is tattoo. um as you all know, as a recap, piecing is something that people use back in the day as a slave to the owner to make sure that you have you have an honor. So basically you're not literally free. So basically you belong to a group, or you belong to a society, or it will be you belong to someone. It's the same mentality with tattoo. Back in the day, if you're a slave, the first thing they do when the owner bought you on and then they put a tattoo on it. They usually has your name on it, or they have the last name on the person, or usually they have the just two letters of the person. That's depend on where you they bought you on the auction. And this year, like you can see, this year for the past few days, that has become one of the biggest impact in the globe. I remember when I was young, when I was in high school, I didn't pay attention to that. They have a little gum, and then the little gum they roll the gum with it, and then you can see that there's a little some drawing on it, and then next thing you know, you take it and then you put in your skin with some water, and then you peel it off, and next thing you know, you're like, hey, nice, look at that, I got a nice drawing in my forearm. And then you can show your friend, everyone is happy, and next thing you know, you run off, and then you crying, and then you buy another gum. And this is how people love gum when they are young. That's why you see when the people young, they love chewing gum all the time. They end up wearing their clothes and so on and so forth because of the drawing that's in the gum, that's all of the gum. But 10 years, 20 years down the road, now you can see that now it's not about the gum. You can see that they don't make that gun, those type of gun anymore. Now you see the real deal. So people end up going to the tattoo salon to get tattoo, different type of tattoo. So that's why the mentality kind of can grow. And then now to the 21st century go global. Like almost everyone in the West has a tattoo. It's very rare, but almost everyone either they have tattoo when they go to school, either they have tattoo when they go to some places, or when they are in a gang, they have this kind of tattoo. When they have a part of club, they have a different kind of tattoo. I don't have anything against that, but the thing is, the issue is that once you're not part of that group no more, once you want to change your life, you cannot, because your title is there for life. So most people use the title for life because they want to remind it that, hey, I belong to you, you belong for life. So most of the group are for life experiment. So basically, if even though you want out and then you're out, you cannot live that life, because every time people gonna look at your body, they're gonna be like, that person was from such and such, even though you're not part of it. And sometimes people get the wrong message, and some people might end up deleting you, or some people might end up beating you up, or some people might get there's something else against you. So that's the whole idea of the dynamic with the tattoo. So basically, guys, if you don't know the meaning of a tattoo, please don't have it permanent, because once you have it permanent, your body cannot change it. So there's also testimony that a lot of people, when they are in the world, and then they were doing all that, they have tattoo and stuff like that, and then God changed it, and they wake up, God whiten their skin, that clean up their skin, which happen very rare as possible. But most of the time, you gotta pick up your cross. Your cross is usually what you've been in the past, and they remind God how far you went. So your tattoo is there, even though you change. And also on top of that, people gonna still judge you by the tattoo, because they be like, you're foolishness, you went crazy, you got a wildlife, or you went onto the other side and you were deep. So that's the tattoo proof it that you always religious, or if you were, you turn blind side, or you turn to other side, and that's why you end up on that those tattoo. That's that's in your body, and it's kind of witchcraft. And then it's kind and witchcraft, as you know, witchcraft is a abomination before God, and God hate witchcraft. So I would advise you guys, don't. And usually when people start having tattoo, they don't stop there. Once they go one trip, they're gonna have more than multiple trip. They're gonna have 2 trip, 3 trip, and next thing you know, they have their whole body has is filled with tattoo. And I always tell people, I don't mind for you to have tattoo, but the thing is, there's a reason why there's drawing book and then color pencil that you can do at home. And then if you don't like it, you can always erase. But if your skin is not tolerated, and then you put on your skin, and next thing you know, you end up having different kind of disease like skin cancer. And then most of the time when they have the tattoo is fresh, they're itching, and next thing you know, they're sweating, and next thing you know, they have to cover it so they can go along. And even though some of the places at your work, they don't tolerate some tattoo on different places. For example, you can have a tattoo on your chest but not showing off. You cannot have the tattoo on your forearm because you have to wear one long sleeve, because they don't promote the sound security, because some of the tattoo, again, those are from gang, and they don't want that kind of environment inside the workplace. So be careful with that. And to see a woman, the appealing part is very important, because if you are a bad boy, the reason why you're a bad boy, you want to have a tattoo. A lot of women in Western love that, because they want the gang guy, they want the talk life, and then they saw they're attracted to. But and then when they happen to have getting older, they say they were young, they're foolish, and now they're ready to settle. So now they are ready to relationship, but they forget that the guy that what attracting to, this guy literally was a tattoo and stuff like that, and then now you expose yourself. So don't be that guy. If she say that their ex has a tattoo and then you're not into tattoo, so basically that relationship already has a wrong turnout, because you're gonna be end up having a lot of trouble, because she's mentally compare you to the other person. And then except if she is a life or death experience, she gonna always go back to the bad boy, especially if they have a kid together. So pay attention to that if you want into that relationship. One more thing, tattoo is a way that is a connection to the spiritual world. For example, is like I say, if you belong to the owner, they tempt you, and that's why you put a tattoo. So basically your tattoo means you belong to this two kind of spiritual world. So some people has a skull tattoo. That's it. Mainly that's mean you belong to the death, they worship death. So basically most of the time they low in life, and then that's, you know, they doing sacrifices and a voodoo eggs. So basically that's the part, the sad part about the tattoo. So if you can always do that, upload that, but here's the reality of that. Once you change your life, never go back. And then even though you cannot clear your screen, it's gonna be hard and tough for you to go around, especially when you go to the beach, and then you cannot wear long sleeve, and a lot of people, you're gonna be exposed, and a lot of people are gonna see that that's for who you are, or who you were, and then you're gonna attract sometimes the wrong environment, even though you're trying to have a good personality. And then you change all those things away from the past, but the thing is, it's gonna cut off to the past, gonna cut off to you. So that's where prayer is come from. You need to pray to be an example. You need to pray to control your earthly desire, because there's 3 things in life that's gonna drag you to hell, which is the selfish of your eyes, and then the selfish of your of the word, and also the third thing is the selfish of the loss. So basically those 3 things. So you should pray for those 3, and then if one of them gonna cut up to you, because one of them are gonna be the priority in your life if you're not Christian. And then your eyes gonna give you different color, different shape, everything you go. And sometimes that's what happens when you start to, because now you're trying to find the newest tattoo so you can be the coolest guy on the block. And sometimes people go extreme. If your boyfriend and girlfriend they tattoo the face of that person to them, that's mean that she's to prove that she belong or he belong to you, which is kind of, I understand the mentality is it, but the thing is also, which is kind of sad, because what happened when that person died? So will you able to do your life, or what happened when that person go to jail? What happened if that person break up with you? So what happened now that tattoo is fixed? So the next person has to go to see you every day, and then now that mentality, that tattoo is on you, and then every time he see you, and then he remind you of that person. That's not fair for the person that's coming in a relationship. That's not fair for the society as well. That's why some culture, if you have a tattoo as a female, you're not gonna go introduce to the family, and basically you're not gonna never gonna be married. You're probably a side as best. So that's my thing. So if you have a tattoo, I feel sorry, because you're gonna have a lot of difficulty to find a guy to commit, especially in the 30s. But most people don't care, because they already did that, and they did like they're already down to earth. And then if you're like that, you already made up your mind, and don't be crying and then surprised if you're not having the result you want and the outcome you want. But if you want to change your behavior, especially you want to have a CAO, and you want to be a CAO woman, a Christian appealing realistic. So basically you have to not to go to that road, because once you go to that road, a tattoo is a red flag for most of the guys. They're not gonna have that with you. They're not gonna be in too deep unless there's other person that have a tattoo. So now you're compatible. So because both of you made that same mistake. But don't go to church with your tattoo, and then you say to go to church to find out the people in church to find or you want to have someone with your life, but that person you are attractive has to have a tattoo. It's just like you bring the word to the church, and you're expecting the church to give you the word inside the church, which is kind of crazy, because you didn't come from change, you come from salvation. You come and go to look for your best match, or your or something you're missing from the word. You come to find it, to fill up your desire, and then after that you left. So that was my video for today. If you like my video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to anyone that's new. Smash that button, I'll be glad to appreciate. And shout out to all the one that's follow me. And then guys, please, if you watch my video, subscribe again, and so able to grow more on this channel, so you can able to achieve the knowledge, and then you can pass it on to your generation. And as you